The silence on Christmas morning was deafening. I sat alone in Clara's childhood living room, the faint murmur of her family's laughter drifting from down the hall. They were opening gifts, a cherished tradition she had told me about for months. And I, her boyfriend of 3 years who lived with her, was not there. Not invited. Just left behind. I could hear Clara's excited voice, her mother's gentle chiding, her brother's booming laugh. It was a symphony of family connection, and I was an uninvited ghost sitting by a fireplace that cast no warmth on my skin. This was not the first time this holiday season, or even this trip, that I would felt like an outsider, but on Christmas morning it hit differently, like a cold, hard knot in my stomach. For the past week, since we had arrived at her parents' house, this had been the pattern. Polite smiles, distant hellos from her family, and then Clara would just disappear into their world. Family dinners where I was an afterthought at the table. Outings to the town Christmas market she would go on with her sister, coming back hours later without a word, as if I had not spent the entire afternoon waiting, wondering. I tried to rationalize it. They are just a close family, I would tell myself, running a hand through my hair, pacing the guest bedroom. Clara needs her time with them. I am probably being clingy, overthinking this. I would replay our conversations, searching for clues, for reassurance. She would always been so loving, so present. Had I changed? Was my paranoia pushing her away? One evening, after she would spend hours talking to her mom in the kitchen, barely acknowledging me, I would finally ask her, "Is everything okay, Clara, with us?" She would look up from her phone, a quick, almost practiced smile. "Of course, Ethan, why would not it be? I am just busy catching up, you know." She would squeeze my hand, a gesture that felt more like a dismissal than an affirmation. Her eyes, however, did not meet mine. They flitted away, to the TV, to her phone. That brief, averted gaze left a cold spot in my chest. New Year's Eve sealed it. She would promised a quiet night in. "Just us, babe," she would whispered, snuggling into me earlier that day. I need a break from all the family chaos. I would pictured cozy blankets, champagne, and finally, a moment of real connection. But then, around 9 p.m., her phone buzzed. She glanced at it, her face changing. "Oh, my sister just texted. They are doing a small gathering at Sarah's, nothing big. I told her I would pop over for a bit, just an hour, tops." An hour turned into 2. 2 into 3. By midnight, I was still alone, staring at the flashing TV, watching fireworks explode on screen while a gnawing dread settled deep within me. She never even sent a text. Just gone. The quiet night in I would imagined, the intimacy I craved, dissolved into a familiar, painful solitude. The next morning, nursing a silent, bitter coffee, I wandered into the living room. Clara's tablet was on the coffee table, screen bright. A family group chat was open. My eyes snagged on a message from her mom asking, "Is Ethan joining us for brunch?" And Clara's reply, clear as day, "No, he is not feeling well, just wants to relax." A lie. My stomach dropped. I clicked on it, my hands starting to tremble. I scrolled. More messages. Discussions about various family gatherings, invitations that had been extended to everyone but me, and then Clara's replies, always with an excuse for my absence. It was not her family, it was her. She was actively omitting me, creating a narrative that kept me isolated. And then a different chat. Not family. A private message with her friend, Sarah. "I am so overwhelmed with Ethan," she would written. "He is so needy lately. I just need space." My breath hitched. And then a picture from New Year's Eve. Clara, her sister, and another man I did not recognize, all laughing, arms around each other, at a crowded, vibrant party. Not the small gathering at Sarah's. Not the quiet night in she would promised me. My world, the one I thought we were building, imploded. The lies, the deliberate exclusion, the casual dismissal of my feelings to her friend, it was all laid bare. The knot in my stomach tightened into a vice. The tablet clattered to the table, the sound echoing in the sudden, unbearable stillness of the room. I felt numb, a ghost in my own body. When Clara finally walked in, bright and cheerful, I was standing by the window, tablet in hand. My voice, when it came, felt foreign, detached. "Clara," I said, turning slowly, "we need to talk." I held up the tablet, the screen a glaring indictment. Her smile faltered. Her eyes widened, then narrowed. Defensive. Then, tears. "Ethan, I can explain," but her explanation was choked, vague. She felt suffocated, she said. She needed space. But not once did she truly address the deliberate lies, the active exclusion, the way she had made me feel utterly alone in her life. The pain was a physical ache, a gaping wound in my chest. In that moment, watching her tears, hearing her excuses, I saw our future dissolving like smoke. The easy laughter, the shared dreams, the promises, they were all just illusions. I felt a quiet resolve harden within me. There was no going back. "I am leaving, Clara," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "Not just your parents' house. I am leaving us." The words were heavy, each one tearing a piece of my heart. She looked stunned, then broke down. I did not know how I was going to do it, how I was going to pack my life into a few bags, but I knew I could not stay. The silence as I gathered my things was deafening, heavier than any argument, filled with the ghosts of a love I now realized had never truly been real. I am in a hotel now, the stark reality of this new, solitary existence pressing in on me. Every morning I wake up to the same cold dread, the echoing silence where her presence used to be. I gave her everything. I thought we were building a life, a home, a future together. But I was just a guest, an accessory, something she could easily leave behind when it suited her. Now I have nothing left but questions. How did I miss this? How could I have been so wrong about the person I loved? How do I start rebuilding a life I did not even know was broken? What do I do now when the identity I built around us has completely shattered? I feel like a ghost in my own life, lost and utterly alone. Please, I need to know. How do you find yourself again when the person you thought you were, the life you thought you had, was just a story she was telling herself?